Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last video I introduced you to Canvas, the PHP framework built for real-world legacy integration. Today we're going hands-on and I'm going to build a complete Canvas application live, right here with you watching. I'm going to talk through my thought process as I code and show you exactly how Canvas feels to work with. By the end, we'll have a working block application. So let's dive in. Alright, first things first. Let's create a new Canvas project. I'm going to use Composer to create this. Let me type out the command here. Composer, create project. And we want collapse Canvas skeleton. And I'll call this demo block demo. So, Canvas provides the skeleton project that creates the basic directory structure, sets up the entry point, and includes just the essential configuration files you need to get started. No complex bootstrapping, just the essentials. Great! Now let me open this project in PHP Storm so we can see what Canvas created for us. Perfect! Let me walk you through the structure of a Canvas application. What you'll notice is that Canvas is similar to other PHP frameworks like Laravel or Symfony. So, what do we have? The config directory contains some minimal configuration files. Canvas doesn't need much, most stuff just works out of the box. The public directory is where the web server points to, with the main entry point index.php and an htaccess file for URL rewriting. Then there's source, where all the application code goes. You can see we have a subdirectory controllers and an aspect subdirectory for cross-cutting concerns. We'll dive into aspects in a future video. Then there's templates for Smarty templates and a storage directory for cache files and temporary data. And then, of course, the usual vendor directory for Composer files. Let me show you the entry point. Look how simple it is. We're requiring autoload, that's of course Composer. Then we're creating a kernel. We're creating a request. We're handling it. And we're sending the response. That's literally it. No complex service container setup, no route definitions. Canvas discovers everything automatically. Alright, let's create our first controller. I'm going to create a new file in the controllers directory. I will call it home controller. .php. So, first we have to add the opening tag of PHP and set up a namespace. Namespace should be app controllers. Then we create a class home controller. So first I will create a method called index. And above I will add a route annotation. Usually PHP Storm adds the annotation use case automatically, but sometimes it needs a bit of nudging. There it is. So this route annotation tells Canvas that when someone visits the root of the website, this method has to be called. The method has to return a response. For now, let me just return something simple. Return new response and I'll put some HTML in there. Welcome to Canvas blog. What's happening here is Canvas will automatically discover this controller, see the annotation, and register the route for us. No manual registration needed. Let me save this and test it out. First, I need to start the PHP development server. Okay, I opened up my terminal and we're going to the blog demo directory, and then we'll type in php -s localhost port 8000 -t public /. The -t public tells PHP to use the public directory as the document root, which is exactly what we want. Now that's started, let me open up a browser and we go to localhost port 8000. And boom, there we go. Welcome to Canvas blog. Canvas automatically found our controller and set up the route. Now, here's something really cool that Canvas gives us. Let me show you the Sculpt CLI tool. This is Canvas's command line interface that gives us some powerful development tools. Let me open up a new tab. I'm going to run the sculpt command to see all our routes. PHP vendor /bin /sculpt route list. Look at this! Canvas automatically discovered our route and showed it in a nice table format. We can see the HTTP method get, the URI pattern / and the controller that handles it, home controller, and the method is index. This is incredibly useful during development because you can instantly see all your routes without having to remember what you created or dig through code. And notice, we never had to register this route anywhere. Canvas found it automatically by scanning our controller for annotations. This is pretty cool, but let me show you something even cooler. Let me add another method with route parameters. I'll create a method called hello. With an annotation with a route parameter in it. I will return something. Return a response hello. Notice those curly braces? That's a route parameter. This method takes a string name parameter, and Canvas will automatically inject whatever was in the URL into this parameter. Let me test this. Localhost port 8000 /hello /world. And boom, there it is. But here's where it gets really powerful. Let me add another route with validation. See that int part? That tells Canvas this parameter must be an integer. Let me test this. User /123 works, but if I try user /abc, 404. Canvas validates the parameter before even calling our method. It's like having a bouncer for your routes. Sorry, you're not on the integer list. Let me run sculpt again to see all our routes. Perfect! Now we can see all three of our routes. Slash going to our home controller index method, hello name going to our home controller hello method, and user ID going to home controller user with that integer constraint. Canvas picked them all up automatically. Now, this is happening because Canvas is running in develop mode by default, so it's scanning for routes on every request. In production, Canvas caches these routes for performance, and you use sculpt to clear that cache when you deploy. So, in about 8 minutes of live coding, we set up a Canvas project, created our first controller with annotation-based routing, seen Canvas's automatic parameter validation in action, and discovered the Sculpt CLI tool that gives us instant visibility into our routes. What I love about this process is how natural it feels. No configuration files, no route definitions to maintain, no manual registration. Just code your controllers and Canvas figures out the rest. And with Sculpt, you always know exactly what routes are available in your application. In the next video, we're going to add proper templating with Smarty and build a complete block controller with multiple routes. We'll also explore sculpt commands that help with development. The code so far is on GitHub, link in the description. If you're enjoying this hands-on approach, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for coding along with me, and I'll see you in the next video where we build the complete block application.